You're listening to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. I'm Ananda Leeke, your Thriving Mindfully coach and podcast host. I'm also an artist, an author, a human design doula, and an interfaith reverend. The Thriving Mindfully podcast is a heart-centered, digital sacred space that I created to inspire and empower you to be present, well, and the real you. Tune into the latest conversation I've been having with myself and others about nurturing, transforming, and celebrating our lives, relationships, and career. Today's podcast explores how you can shine your light on yourself when you sustain your living. Sustain your living is the second core commitment of the Thriving Mindfully heart-centered approach to being present, well, and the real you. Sustain your living is all about mindful self-care. So tune in to what I had to say. So one of the things that has helped me in taking care of myself during these pandemic years has been human design. Human design has really allowed me to see the real me. And so I wanted to share with you some reflections that I have been able to make as a result of studying and practicing human design since April of 2021. One of the first things that I got grounded in and really seeing myself as a human being, not a human doing, with a unique path. That means that I'm different from others. And what works for me, and what works for you. So I want to remind you that the real you is a human being, not a human doing. You are a unique being with a unique path. That means you are different than others. What works for you works for you. What works for others works for them. The other thing that human design was able to help me get reconnected with, especially during the pandemic anxiety that I experienced and continue to experience, is the truth that my body is a present moment temple of energy and wisdom, that my breath is a present moment anchor, and that as a human being, I live in the present moment. And that means I gotta get still and become aware of my body and breath so that I can tap into my body's wisdom and I can listen to it. I want to remind you that the real you is a human being with a body that is a present moment temple of energy and wisdom, and that your breath is your BFF. It is your present moment anchor. And as a human being, you live in the present moment, the now. And that means you gotta be still and become aware of your body and your breath so that you can tune into the wisdom of your body. You can listen to it and follow it and trust it. Now, one of the reasons why I'm emphasizing the body and the breath is because together they ground you. They create this space for you to tap into your vulnerability. And when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you are able to surrender to your unique flow. And what I've learned since April of 2021, since studying human design, is that my unique flow, your unique flow, is our unique human design. It is only the design that works for you, not me. My unique flow is my human design that works for me. So, what is human design? Human design is a self-discovery and a self-empowerment. It's I-N, empowerment from the inside out. It's a self-discovery and self-empowerment tool that helps you analyze your personality. And what it does is it marries ancient wisdom systems, including the African science of astrology. That's right. Astrology came from Africa, from Kemet, known as Egypt. It marries the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu chakra system, and the Jewish Kabbalah, along with quantum physics. That's a lot, right? So what I've learned is that human design shows you where and how to access your body's awareness and wisdom. That's why I was emphasizing being present to your body and your breath as anchors for being in the present moment, being who you were created to be, the real you. Now, another thing I discovered about human design is that it's a spicy gumbo made from a recipe that only you can enjoy. And here's why it's spicy. Your human design recipe gives you the ingredients you need to navigate your life and identify and express your divine talents, your skills, and your potential. Now, those ingredients include your body graph, your type, your strategy, and authority. Now, I'm going to stop right here and tell you that you can get a free download of your body graph by providing your name, your birth date, your time of birth, as well as your city of birth. You can get that body graph, which is your map, your blueprint, your human design blueprint, by going to mybodygraph.com and clicking on the free body graph. Okay? It's mybodygraph.com, or you can go to some other sites, but one of my favorite places to go is mybodygraph.com. So when you get your body graph, you'll notice that it's a customized map, and it helps you understand how you are designed to engage in the world. The other thing that the body graph does is it identifies the areas where you are susceptible to influence and conditioning. Your body graph illustrates this energetic flow within your human design system. Now, on your body graph, you'll notice that there are colored areas and there are areas that are white. There are these geometrical shapes that you'll see, the colored areas. And if you have colored areas in some of those geometrical shapes, that's showing you your defined and fixed energy. There are 9 different geometrical shapes, and those are your centers. So if you've got the different colors in some of those shapes, know that you have defined centers that represent your definition and fixed energy, and they reveal who you are. They reveal the defined areas where you are consistent and reliable. Now, the white areas represent your openness. When you see those geometrical shapes and they're white, those are your open areas. your open centers, your undefined centers. They are filled with wisdom, sensitivity, and growth opportunities. That's what I like to call them, because here's what they do. They show you where you are susceptible to conditioning, and they give birth to the not self. So one of the things that I do as a human design doula is I help folks identify how to navigate their lives with their 9 centers. And we talked about the defined, and now we're looking at the undefined centers. And I'm going to walk you through what each center is, but I wanted to talk briefly about conditioning, because that's something that really has been an eye-opener for me in my own life. Oh, it has helped me get grounded and understand some of the decisions that I've made in the past and why things have been a certain way and why I am where I'm at right now in my life. So what is conditioning? Conditioning refers to the stuff that we adopt from family, friends, peers, colleagues, people, from society, from culture, from our ancestors. It's the beliefs, the thoughts, the fears that we take on as ours. And we become conditioned to act or think in a way that is not natural for us. That's conditioning. So another term that I wanted to break down is the not self, because that was another eye-opener for me in my life, and looking at what happens when I get angry, frustrated, I want to quit. And when I saw that my not self was connected to those 3 areas as a manifesting generator type with a sacral authority and a 5-1 profile, woo, I'm telling you, it shed so much light on me. So the not self represents that part of you where you're trapped, trying to be what you are not. And what I've learned about the not self is that when you act as your not self, you're not aligned with your true nature, the real you. You make decisions based on conditioning from your open areas in your body graph. Those are the undefined areas, the white geometrical shapes on your body graph. So let's talk about those geometrical, let me get the word out, geometrical shapes. Those are your centers. They're either defined or undefined. We talked about how if they're colored, they're defined. That's where you're the most consistent in who you are. The undefined areas represent where you can get wisdom, where you can grow and learn more and be more. So the 9 energy centers in your body, they start with the head center. That is the pressure to think. The second center after that, which is the ajna, it is your third eye, is how you think. The throat is the third, that's the throat center, and that's all about communication. Now, the fourth is known as the identity or the G center. That's the identity of the self. The 5th is your heart or your ego center or your will center. It's all about your willpower. The 6th is your solar plexus center. That's all about the emotions. And then the 7th is your sacral center, which is the source of your life force. The 8th is the spleen center, and that's all about survival. The final and the 9th center is the root center, and that's about your adrenal pressure. That moves energy up and through the body to fuel action. So here's the thing about each of these centers. They have special attributes, and they can reveal blocks, potential blocks, like your struggles, your weaknesses, I call them your growth opportunities. And I'm going to go back through. The head is the inspiration center. I shared some other thoughts about that. The ajna is the center that allows you to process your thoughts and create certainty. The throat is giving voice to all of the centers. The identity or the self or the G center is the center for your compass of direction. The heart and the will center is the center of your willpower, your self-esteem, and your self-worth. Your sacral center is your life force center. Your spleen is also your intuition center. Your solar plexus is your center of emotions. And then your root center is an alignment center. So I wanted to share some other ways of looking at the centers. And this podcast episode is really just giving you a taste of human design. So in human design, there are 5 human design energy types. They're manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. So manifestors are here to get things started. They're here to start the party. Generators are here to build so you can have some place to go for the party. Manifesting generators are here to build and find efficiencies. So that's me. Projectors are here to direct and guide. And reflectors are here to be a mirror for their community. Which one are you? So I wanted to share some facts about the different energy types and how they're represented in the population. Manifestors represent 9% of the population. Guess who represents 35% of the population? Generators, and then manifesting generators. Projectors represent 20%, and reflectors represent 1% of the population. Now, your human design recipe also includes a strategy that can help you be the real you. You can use that strategy to make better choices and informed decisions. And I got to tell you, as a manifesting generator type, when I saw that my strategy was from my sacral authority, let me tell you, it shifted me, and it continues to shift me, because this is a lifelong journey. It's a work in process and progress for yours truly. So the strategy that you can use to help you be the real you and to make better choices and informed decisions in your life, relationships, and career is really a game changer. And here are the different strategies for the 5 different human design energy types that we talked about: the manifestor, the generator, the manifesting generator, the projector, and the reflector. So for manifestors, your strategy is to inform those that will be impacted by your decisions. The generator, your strategy is to wait to respond to a sign. For manifesting generators like myself, our strategy is to respond, envision, and inform. We got a 3-part process. For projectors, your strategy is to wait to be invited. And then for reflectors, your strategy is to wait a full moon cycle before making a decision. So one of the things that I do as a human design doula is that I help my clients find ways to nurture their human design energy type. And here are just some examples of ways that you can nurture your human design energy type. You can use meditation. You can place a hand on the part of your body that corresponds to your centers. Maybe you're working with your defined or undefined center, but placing your hand on the part of your body that corresponds to that center. Or you can use affirmations. You can write and say affirmations about your energy type or the center or your strategy. You can listen to music as another way to nurture your human design energy type by listening to sound baths that focus on the chakras associated with your energy type or the center. You can also turn to crystal therapy using crystals connected to the chakras and the centers associated with your energy type. So those are just some examples. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can eat food that is connected to the chakras associated with your energy centers, or you can apply essential oils, anoint your body with essential oils connected to the chakras and the energy centers, and you can choose to wear clothing or have items around you for different colors that are connected to the centers or the chakras. So, I want to leave you with a question. After you look up your human design and you get your body graph and you figure out which energy type you are, what is one step that you can take to nurture yourself as a manifester, a generator, a manifesting generator, a projector, or a reflector? What is one step you can take to take care of your energy type? That's the question. I'd love to hear what you have to say about human design, where you are in your journey with it. I'd love to hear your response to how you're going to take care of your energy type. Leave a comment wherever you find this podcast. You can also find me on social media, on Instagram and LinkedIn these days, and send me a message at Ananda Leeke on LinkedIn and Instagram. You can also email me at ananda@anandaleeke.com. I'd love to know more about your human design journey. All right? I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. If you're ready to be inspired and empowered with my coaching support, join me in the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Visit anandaleeke.com/academy. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper and move past your comfort zone with my one-on-one coaching program, book a discovery call with me today. Visit anandaleeke.com. If you need something juicy to read, check out my 3 mindfulness books: Love's Troubadours, a self-love and yoga-inspired novel; That Which Awakens Me, a mindful creativity memoir; and Digital Sisterhood, a mindful technology memoir. Go to anandaleeke.com/books. All of my books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that about wraps us up. And as I always like to say, may we all continue to embrace thriving mindfully in everything that we think, feel, say, and do. See you next time.